Good evening, Metal Faithful. It is I, your mandated reporter, and frankly, I'm mortified, Mr. Mark Radulich, and this is the Metal Hammer of Doom. Tonight on the agenda is track 3 from the box set Lordiversity, Humanimals. And joining me to discuss this AOR-influenced album that was influenced by bands like Bon Jovi, Desmond Child, and Alice Cooper, so the wiki tells me. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Big Time, the essential one, the star maker, the heartbreaker. He's breaking necks and cashing checks. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Source Material Podcast, Jesse Starcher. How do you do, sir?
Oh, now I'm big timing you. A big time Teasley came over here. Now I'm big timing Mark Radulich.
You can't hold the Starcher back.
Apparently not.
Too much man for any podcast. Any one
My
podcast,
goodness.
that is.
So AOR stands for Album-Oriented Rock?
If you say so.
I had to look it up. I was like, what does AOR stand for? And sure enough, album-oriented rock, according to Google and Wikipedia. That's what we're going to get with Humanimals tonight from Lordi. And, oh, boy.
You and I are going to have a fight, Jesse. This is this is going to be just like Superflytrap all over again. I can already... I can taste it. I'm drinking your sweat right now.
That's wonderful.
And speaking of drinking sweat, here he is, folks, the Metal Coop, the man of your dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Cooper, how do you do, sir?
I was going to say I'm flicking beans and making greens.
That's right. It's a lot of rhyming going on in this show.
It is. It's like a Dr. Seuss book. If Dr. Seuss had a stroke and they were trying to pump his fucking catatonic brain for the last few rhymes to cash in on his notoriety.
Have you seen the guy with the tattoos all over his face who like raps Dr. Seuss books on TikTok?
No.
I don't have a TikTok, but I did watch a guy with a face tattoo by a refrigerator today, and I was like, I guess they will hire anybody.
There's this guy, apparently he's gotten quite popular on TikTok, and he's just reading the books, but he's doing it like he's rapping it, and I guess like the whole gimmick of his TikTok was to the point that Dr. Seuss has a natural rhythm and rhyme to it, that if you just do it like you're rapping, it sounds like a natural rap. And he's gotten over it with it. It's a pretty funny gimmick. I've only seen a couple of them because now I'm like, all right, I already know this trick. I don't need to see this anymore. But yeah, speaking of rhyme syndicate, there, that's what he does. Jesse, don't you understand?
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'll have to check that out. Watch the TikTok sometime.
Yeah,
I have my wife try and find it. By the way, the Ding Dong showed up. I just want to let everybody know that the Asian crafted gemstone ding dongs showed up in about 3 boxes.
Yeah, you put that on social media. Speaking of which, when we did our my half naked blind react, and you were like, hey, make sure the part about my wife making slightly off color Asian remarks doesn't end up in there, and it totally did, and I didn't realize it until after.
Ding dongs.
I don't think it's in the actual TikTok, but it's on the podcast. We were still recording when you said that, and I just never bothered to take it out.
I'm not too upset. I'm sure.
Yeah, well,
that,
we haven't,
can find them pretty easily.
I was gonna say
TikTok.
we haven't pissed off any fans of some Asian girl band, so nobody cares.
That's good. Yeah, nobody. Yeah, that cult done passed us by.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say we fan made our claim on them.
Sure. All right, so let's get into the actual reason we're here tonight. I don't know about you guys, but I have an agenda, okay? I got things to do.
Agenda.
Yep.
Hardly knew her.
Jinder Mahal.
Oh God, that is a lot of back knee and saggy titties.
That's just how I like them. Anyway, so let's get in. So the single off of this one is Borderline, which is not a Madonna cover, and that came out.
Not some of my ex.
Do you want to share with the class? And that came out October 22nd of 2021. So this is a very 80s, like, hair metal influenced Lordi album, Jesse. I'm guessing you didn't love it.
It's very, what feels to me, straightforward for a Lordi album. And, you know, as we go through it, I'm going to really dig into the lyrics, but they're just... I don't know. You know, I understand the gimmick. I understand what they're trying to do here. But what I want is Lordi influenced 80s songs. I don't want just like, hey, this is Lordi doing an 80s song that
devoid
feels,
of their personality.
Yeah, devoid of what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
And again, there's a couple songs that fit the bill here as we go through this album, but there are more to me that feel very straightforward and straight-laced. Like one of the singles, I should say, one of the songs on this album was one of the ones that came off of Killection, and that is Like a Bee to the Honey. And I remember us talking about it back then. Like, this is just them doing a song. It is not them making any sex jokes. They are definitely not talking about killing somebody.
Right, like.
Just a song. I
think about, you know, Let's Go Slaughter He-Man and how funny that song is, and like it's so memorable to me because it's such a silly ass song. And as much as I like this album, and I'm gonna just jump right into the first three tracks here, but you're not wrong when you say it seems like they put the style over the content, if you know what I mean, the lyrical content.
Yep. Right.
You want to give like a quick 10 words or less, Cooper, and then we'll jump into the music.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they accomplished what they set out to do with this. It definitely does sound like it came from the time of like your mid 80s that chicks with poofy hair and guys that want to bang them would really enjoy.
Yeah, my people, my time.
Yes, before my time, in fact. But I really do find this album, and I'll say part of it is my own sensibilities. I'm not a big fan of your hair metal or really your light and airy sort of stuff. And I found this to be, while I found it successful in what it does, and I like some of the songs, I do kind of feel like it was a little soulless.
Okay.
For what it was, and I didn't... It's one of those, I appreciate the attempt, but I don't necessarily enjoy it.
Okay. All right, well, let's get into this. Let's go ahead and play the first three tracks off of Humanimals, which are as follows. Borderline, Victims of Romance, and Heart of a Lion. All right, so a couple of things here, and this is both good and bad from where I'm standing. First of all, I love this music. I just in general love this style of rock because I'm 100 years old. But also, part of the attraction to this style of music is usually the vocals are cleaner, higher pitched, maybe a little auto-tuned. And here it's like this, guttural, hard rock, metal vocals with music that it does not complement. It's not complemented by, nor does it complement at all. It's very mishmash. And this was, I think, the problem that we had with Superflytrap, too, where as much as I like that, and I liked it more than you guys, it was also like the vocals really don't match the style of music. And it was tolerable then. Here, it's jarring. What do you think, Jesse?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I do agree with you. I think I'm able to tolerate this a little bit more than Superflytrap for some reason. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's just because they do it. In my opinion, maybe they're able to pull it off better in my eyes. I mean, like, okay, so we just listened to Heart of a Lion, which sounds like every other soundtrack that isn't Rocky IV. They have, this could have found its way onto Karate Kid Part 3 soundtrack, and that would have been, it almost would have been like, yeah, I completely believe Heart of a Lion, this is, it's not Eye of the Tiger either. It's Heart of a Lion. But that's what that feels like. And
do you think this one would be on Ricky 1?
Ricky 1. Maybe.
Have you ever seen Ricky 1?
No.
Do you know what that is?
It sounds like it's a play off Rocky.
I was going to say, I thought you were doing a Rocky joke there.
Yeah.
No, it is a real movie. It is like an absolutely like airplane style version of Rocky that is 10 times dumber.
Nice.
Ricky 1 came out in 88. And I'm currently looking this over right now. Boy, I don't recognize any of those names. None of these. How did you find this? Like, was this on TV at some point?
No. An internet reviewer guy did it. Like, reviewed it 10 years ago. And Nick, my buddy, who one day will be on this podcast with me.
Yes, no.
Yes. There's your spot on the bingo card. He and I watched it one evening, and it is really fucking stupid.
No, boy.
Like, it is beautiful. Like, just so many dumb puns.
That's great.
Those are the best kind.
Oh, yeah, that's all I make. I make dollar bills and stupid jokes, and I'm all out of money.
Yes, Cooper, we've met.
Wait a minute. Are we all poor here?
All right. So what else did you think about this part of the album there, Coopster?
It's one of those I actually enjoyed some of the first two tracks. It wasn't until we got to Heart of a Lion that I was like, oh, boy. That is...
See, I like that one. But again, this might be an age thing. This might be a style thing. I'm not quite sure what what all the beef here is. But
I just feel like the style of that song does not lend itself very well to Mr. Lordi's vocals.
Okay, but that's so you're in agreement with me then, because that's kind of what I was saying.
Yeah, no, I do agree that like it just doesn't quite work for that. Mm-hmm. In a lot of ways, just like you were saying, that oftentimes it's Heart of a Lion, like big, bombastic, cheesy. This one kind of sounds like you're singing it through a cheese grater.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, of the three, I think I like Heart of a Lion of the three. Victims of the Romance, which, by the way, I just did a jump into the lyrics. And this might be a credit to Lordi, where they're actually letting the gimmick of the era that they're singing in mask kind of what is happening in the song itself. Like, I listen to these songs a lot. I would say I probably listened to this album at least 5 or 6 times, and I didn't realize that Victims of the Romance is actually about 2 people who fell in love at a carnival, and the carny decided to take them prisoner and cut their eyelids off. And
like you do.
do some kind of crazy game. Now tell me, did either of you guys figure that out? I didn't, which means
no. You're the lyrics. You're the lyrics guy. I ain't figured.
Well,
shit out.
Credit to the internet for that, though. That's the thing. Sometimes I will listen. I remember listening to our first Lordi album that we had the chance to cover on, or at least I had the chance to listen to, and you guys covered. And I remember listening to that and really enjoying the album. This was Monstereophonic, the one with So anyway, that's where I was listening to it. And I'm like, holy crap, this is telling a story. Well, Victims of the Romance slides into that genre so well that it kind of like it kind of numbs you to what you're getting, and you don't listen to the lyrics. You're just listening to what that song feels like. That's weird. That's a weird way of saying things. But I believe that the feel of a song can overtake the attention that you give a song sometimes. And that, I believe, is probably credit to Lordi to kind of do that. Like, hey, we're going to give you this cheesy hair glam metal, whatever you want to call this, AOR song. And but if you look into it, it's some very scary stuff. Now, as to whether that continues through here, I think as we get into these next couple songs, it's going to be interesting to see what we have to talk about. But anyway, Heart of a Lion, probably my favorite of the 3. And borderline with it being the single. I remember when that released, I was like, hey, this sounds okay. But again, I was hoping it was a cover of the Madonna song.
I was hoping for that too. I'm not gonna lie.
I've never heard that song before in my life and did not know it existed until right now.
Oh, sure.
Wait a minute. You've never heard Borderline by Madonna?
I mean, I might have heard it and not known it, but I wouldn't know it if I heard it.
Okay.
I'm not a big Madonna fan. It's one of those. I respect the fact that she is very malleable with what she offers as an entertainer, but also I find a lot of her stuff kind of more style than substance.
I hear what you're saying, but listen to what I'm trying to tell you at this point. See, you got to understand that.
Oh, that song.
Something in the way you love me won't let me be. I don't wanna be your prisoner, so baby, won't you set me free? Stop playing with my heart, finish what you start. When you make my love come down, if you wanna let me know, baby, let it show. Come on now, don't fool around.
Something in the way you love me, wanna let me be. I don't wanna be a prisoner, so baby, won't you set me free? Stop playing with my heart, finish what you start. When you make my love come down, if you want me, let me know, baby, let it show. Honey, don't you fool around. Just try to understand by giving all I can, 'cause you got the best of me. Borderline, feel like I'm going to lose my mind. You just keep on pushing my life over the borderline.
All right, I let that one get away from me. Yikes. Whoops, sorry guys. Let that one get away
What
from
happened?
me. Well, I just started playing all kinds of Borderline covers, and then I was distracted with something else and let the song play into the next thing because I didn't realize how short it was.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, I was getting a little confused, but I was running with it. That's fine.
And hey, that ADHD medley of Borderline songs and covers was brought to you by Amazon Music Unlimited. Yes, sir. Jesse, do you understand that if you are like Coop and you're too young to know Madonna songs, that you can find all of Madonna's catalog on Amazon Music Unlimited?
I did not know that. That's great.
And if you're not wanting to just listen to Madonna do her own stuff, you can find all kinds of covers of her music, like that first one I played, which was from which is by the Flaming Lips on whatever the Madonna tribute was that came out a few years past. Did you know that?
That's fantastic.
Or the cover of Borderline from Pop Goes Punk.
I was
Oh,
going to
wow.
say, yeah, I thought that was a Pop Goes Punk cover.
It was, and then it was followed up with Ogre from an industrial Madonna tribute, and then I lost track of things.
And then it all changed from the Fire Nation attack.
It all got away from me. Hey, I've lost track of what it is we're doing. Should I be playing some more Lordi music, Jesse? Is that where we are in this whole thing?
I would go with that.
All
Probably
right.
the best bet.
All right, let's get back to what we were doing here, folks. Now that... Coop, I just have one question. Are you ever going to not say, I don't know what it is you're talking about, and stop me from doing stuff like that? Or is this just, you are always going to push me into playing music we're not reviewing and seeing if I can get us demonetized? Is that the game? The game we're playing here? The Wicked game?
I thought we were going to be demonetized from the moment that we start. So, frankly, I just thought that we were getting ahead of the game.
Fair enough. All right, so these next three songs, for real, not for play. We've got The Bullet Bites Back, Be My Maniac, and Ruckin' Up the Potty. All right, Jesse. We got 4 more songs to play, and when we finish playing those songs, we're going to have to hear from the Angry Metal Guy. But for right now, I have to tell you, these next three, the next 3 set of songs, I think I disliked less than the first 3. I thought these were a little less on the lighter side of this genre of music. And so when the music gets a little bit heavier, it more firmly embraces his vocal styling. It's more compatible and therefore a more enjoyable experience. Also, that what was it like? I want your back or something like that. What did he say?
Are you talking about the Bullet Bites Back?
I think it was either in the Bullet Bites Back or Be My Maniac. It was something about, I don't know. To me, the little bit that I heard there, something about wanting to get up on someone's butt, which I sympathize with.
That's probably Be My Maniac.
Let me see if you give me your thoughts here. I'm gonna look up Be My Maniac for a second.
Okay. Oh, I thought that was going elsewhere. I got worried.
Well, so
Jesse's a married man. I don't know what you're talking about there, Cooper.
Oh,
this is platonic love. Tonight, Jesse, I want your bad side. Tonight, I want a good fright. Tonight, don't stop till I cry. So be my maniac, Jesse Starcher.
Oh, no safe word. Baby, make it hurt. You make me bleed. I'll believe you really love me.
Yes, now.
Oh, yeah.
Robert Cooper, so turn the tables on me. Turn the unstable part of you free. Ugh, that's going to end a lot of, poop and fart. Be a maniac, Robert Cooper. Be a maniac.
Oh no, that is not good. I mean, frankly, that really seems like it's going to head into a very toxic direction, both figuratively with the relationship and literally with the backup of their internal septic tanks. If you get what I'm saying.
Is Natalia around tonight? Is she in the room with you, just waiting for you to be done with this stupid podcast? Or...
No, Natalia is not around. She is sitting at her house, but she'll probably listen to this tomorrow. Hi, Natalia.
Okay. All right. Well, I have a message for Natalia. Natalia, you can't abide living out a lie. I think it's time we shake things up and save us, Natalia. Rip your flesh. Well, that's nothing fresh. Your scars are deep, Natalia. There's nowhere left to cut up. That got weirdly dark for no good reason.
That did, and I'm like, you can't talk to my girlfriend that
way. You know what's so funny? I didn't even read that ahead of time. I'm just like, it's the only part of the lyrics we haven't read out loud funny to each other yet. So I'm like, I'll just do that. That'll be funny. And I'm like, oof. I went down an alley I wasn't supposed to go. Sorry, Natalia.
Yeah, well, I mean, that song is all about going up alleys you're not supposed to go. So,
from
indeed,
indubitably,
yeah. Okay, so Be My Maniac. There's
yes,
your, I said earlier that these guys, didn't get dark, and Be My Maniac is definitely a prime example of Lordi getting pretty scary.
But it's so funny because it's such an upbeat song. That's why, I heard the lyric and I laughed, and it's such an upbeat, happening song. I'm like, oh, I'm really into this now. And then then you realize, what have we done? You're like, ooh, this is but this is typical Lordi, though, isn't it? Where where the lyrics are just awful. and dark bad. And everything, and but the music is so fun.
Yeah, the Bullet Bites Back is an interesting example of what I think is they had 7 albums that they did in a year span, or maybe 2 years, because of what was going on with the pandemic, and they just got bored. But let me just show you, because we have to have an appearance by wordcounter.com.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, wordcounttools.com. So the Bullet Bites Back, all right? 254 words, all right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the complete song and lyrics, readability level of 5th to 6th grade student. Okay? Not a whole lot there. But let me just tell you, remember how back when we listened to Marilyn Manson and I got really upset about the fact that he repeated things over and over ad nauseum?
And over and over
and over and over
and over and over
and over.
Well, this song suffers from that.
Sure.
Because what ends up happening, and granted, it is a product of its fake time, because remember, this is supposedly happening in 1989, but it goes from 254 words and gets completely cut, in half?
Right.
Is that right? 200 with 116 words if you take out all the repeats. So it is, the song is a lot of filler. A lot of filler.
Yes.
But anyway, so let me just tell you that Rucking Up the Party. So it wasn't obvious to me initially when I first heard that song that what is happening here is possibly Lordi's take on censorship back in 1989. And what they're doing is they're like, well, you can't say fuck. So, all right, what can we do? Because, I mean, in the lyrics, there's a part where he says, so it's rucking up the party. And then there's a part where he goes, you're going to be sorry you let us inside, going to ruck you real good tonight.
I don't know about you, Jesse, but I could always stand for a good rucking.
Oh, Lordi can too. So, yeah.
I mean, as Coop will tell you, who doesn't like a good rucking?
Oh, man.
I mean, I'm wondering if this was all just a very thinly veiled Scooby-Doo tribute.
Scooby-Doo. Oh, where are you? Ruh-roh. What do you think of these three songs there, Coop?
I enjoyed them more than our song about lions. That was for sure. But then again,
Heart of a lion.
Heart of a lion.
Heart of a lion, yeah.
Like, I feel like somebody else could have sang that, and it would have actually went a totally different way. But I mean, fortunately, there's no more songs dedicated to my girlfriend that I know of.
I said I was sorry.
No, I think it's hilarious.
Sometimes these jokes get away from me. I'm sorry.
No, I think it's great. Like, she's gonna listen to this on the way to work or from work at like 6 a.m. tomorrow and be like, "What the fuck?
Why is this creepy old man singing dangerous music to me? I don't understand."
While shirtless.
No, I'm wearing a shirt tonight. I just got home from work.
Oh well, I'd say that is not good. You're not wearing pants though, right?
Nope, I'm still wearing my scrubs. I'm wearing a thermal that I wear underneath my scrub top, and I'm wearing my scrub pants.
Do you know I don't want no scrubs?
Why not?
You don't
Please
say.
not like any scrub.
You see, because a scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me because he is hanging out of the passenger side of his best friend's ride and he's trying to holler at me.
I knew there was a good reason.
It was fucking perfect, dude.
I mean, really, that is as good a reason as any as I've ever found.
I love you, Robert Cooper.
Oh, shucks, I love you, Mark Radulich.
All right,
but yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. I was going to move on, but if you got shit to say, please be my.
No, I don't.
Let
really
me stop you.
No, it's one of those. I don't have a ton because I mean, really, a lot of these songs, even though yes, when you look at them in a deeper value for what they offer lyrically, I really do think that there are some treats you can find, which is quite nice. Mm-hmm. I do like that their music, in terms of what they offer lyrically, is a little more skin deep than the lyrics. Kind of like, that wonderful song, Pumped Up Kicks. It's really about school shootings. While the soccer moms are like, oh, yeah, Pumped Up Kicks. I love shoes.
I was really hoping that Heart of a Lion would have been about an actual heart of a lion somehow. Like, these guys would be the ones that could do that.
Or it could be about stalking your prey like a lion in the savannah.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. We just took that to another place. I had my Valentine's Day song I walked into to work was Dirty Gore Whore by Autopsy, and it was about stalking someone in the park and murdering them. So
nice.
So speaking of lion organs, listening back to the On Trial, which is now, since we just got back our permissions for YouTube. So actually,
that's good.
Yeah, did we ever figure out where it came from?
No. And they said it, and they're insisting that it was us and that there was no tampering. So I'm kind of done with YouTube help. But as we've been doing this, I've also been trying to catch up on the stuff that never made it to YouTube over the past week that we got banned. And in any case, over the past week, when Batman tickets went on sale, I uploaded the old on trial that Sean and I did for Batman v Superman. And I guess this was around the time that I had been talking about eating lion tacos, because he fucking references it a lot.
I was going to say lion tacos.
Yeah, he references it like a bunch of times. It's really funny. All right, Jesse, you ready when we come back here to talk about some of the reviews, what the Angry Metal Guy thinks and all of that?
Oh, yeah, we'll be ready.
All right. Well, then, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get into it. Yes, sir, Rebob. Let's play the last 4 songs here. Girl in a Suitcase, Supernatural, Like a Bee to the Honey, and Humanimal.
It's been a week since my baby left me, and I'm just sitting here all by myself, wondering where she could be. So if you're out there listening, honey, check out this groove and what I'm trying to say. Girl, it feels like a year since you left me, just a week's gone by.
She's a little runaway. Daddy's girl, songs on the Hennessy.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse's drinking Hennessy. He's a little run away, Jesse, run away from Mark Radulich. Run away, Jesse, start your own feed, Jesse. Drink some Hennessy, Jesse, run away. Sorry, I got a little lost there again. Hey,
Mark
Jesse.
Radulich.
Hey, Jesse, besides beating something beating a joke
Into
to
the
death,
ground?
yeah,
Right?
Besides being passively antagonistic and aggressive, you know what?
Tell me.
That whole last bit there, including all of the nonsense, and this upcoming what does the metal guy think segment was brought to you by guess who? Who do you think it was brought to you by?
Ooh, that little red dot sits down there in the bottom right-hand corner of my computer, and that is...
Indian?
No.
Oh,
it is
shit.
not Indian, sir.
My second guess is that it's...
Oh, yeah, please. You were the one doing the plug.
What type of Indian we talking? We talking, how are you? Or
Well, clearly, if it's a red dot Indian, it's tech support, not Native American.
Oh, I got you. It's yeah. No, it's,
I like I'm only like half a racist joke there.
Oh no. Yeah. It's
Like,
okay.
like somehow or other, I couldn't bring myself to make fun of
anything with my life.
I couldn't bring myself to make fun of the natives, but the Asian Indians I'm okay with making fun of. It's fine.
Yeah, the ones that aren't actually Indian, the ones that are really Indian, not the ones that a European were like, I think I'm in India.
For you listeners of this horribly racist podcast, Grammarly is offering a free download of the Grammarly software.
Wait a minute.
Grammarly's AI-powered products help people communicate more effectively. Grammarly helps you write mistake-free on Gmail, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and nearly anywhere else you write on the web. Grammarly corrects hundreds of grammar, punctuation, and spelling mistakes while also catching contextual errors, improving your vocabulary, and suggesting style improvements. To download Grammarly today, go to getgrammarly.com/W2Mnetwork. Again, that's getgrammarly.com/W2Mnetwork to download Grammarly for free. But what does the angry metal... Yes, sir.
No, I would just love for the next, like, 0.3, 0.4 update of Grammarly to be something that pops up a little notification that says, you might want to revise that. That's racist.
Yeah, I need it to run through the woke filter.
Seems moderately racist. You might want to change that.
Little frowny face pops up there.
Somebody puts the blacks.
Oh, boy.
God.
And then it's just like, you might want to revise that, Chief.
I was talking about the rugby team, don't you understand?
Or the Canadian football team, the Ottawa Red Blacks.
There you go. See? People need to not be so damn sensitive. You know what I mean, Robert Cooper?
Boy, howdy do I.
Boy,
But Jesse, what does the angry metal guy think of all this?
Oh, well, he does not have an opinion as of yet. Again, I think my theory is maybe he'll chime in when all of these albums release digitally. You never know. Mm-hmm. But we do have other websites that chimed in, and I'll give you a few of them here. Liverpool Sound and Vision gave Humanimals an 8.5 out of 10. Mm-hmm. The headbangingmoose.com gave it a 3.5 out of 5. That's right, Headbanging Moose. You know that's up there.
The Headbanging Moose, you say?
That's right. That is right. You have Blabbermouth, Headbanging Moose, NME. All right. Then MetalDigest.com gave it an 80%. And their final paragraph says, any fan of this genre is sure to love what Lordi have done here. This is once again the sound of Lordi having a fuckload of fun and doing a bloody good job at it. Well, I will tell you, for myself, this is not my favorite of the 7 albums.
Okay, fair enough.
It's just, I don't know if it's the genre that they're trying to emulate here. Again, AOR rock-oriented. 1989 is supposedly when this came out. And granted, there is evidence that they are sticking the landing when it comes to the sound of what they're trying to do, and I believe that's exactly their intent. But it just is not what I really, really wanted. We listened to Bee to the Honey. That is like, honestly, there's a saxophone solo in there.
Saxophone.
It's the most. That's right. There's the most. It's just like the most straightforward Lordi song I think I've ever heard. And there's not a really, other than the fact that, okay, the darkest part of that song is this guy is just kind of obsessed with this girl, but it's really sung and presented in like this wholesome way. So it's not, it just doesn't feel like Lordi. Now there are other, we just talked about, there are other songs on this album that are definitely Lordi all over, and they absolutely are fitting those songs into the genre some way. It's not my favorite. I think, what have we covered so far? Do you remember off the top of your head?
Yeah.
Or do you have it in front of you? What have we done so far when covering these albums?
We've done Superflytrap.
Okay.
We did Abracadaver.
Okay.
And then this is the third one that we've done. I'm going to double check that.
I think you're right. Abracadaver. I don't think we've done Abusement Park, have we?
We have not.
No.
Okay.
Okay. So we started with Superflytrap, then we did Abracadaver, and now we're doing Humanimals, and then the next one we're doing is Abusement Park, but that's not until April.
Okay. So I will tell you that this is my favorite not this one. Abracadaver is my favorite of the three.
Well, of course. It's because you're like fucking hardcore. Like, you're like the big metalhead on this show, not like me, who's a wussy pansy who likes the lighter, more, one day love will find you, Robert Cooper. kind of guy that I am. I bless the rains down in Africa. But this is the metal hammer of Jesse Starcher, and he's all about the fucking Pantera and the Anthrax, which is what that album that he likes so much was patterned after. Did I get all that right?
Sure.
There was so many lies.
I was going to say, I was really hoping that we could double feature, we're talking about metal here. We could double feature that Sabaton album. We'll bring Robert Winfrey on to talk black metal. That's what we'll do. We'll bring him on to talk 1917. That's a great band.
Nice.
All their shit's about World War One, and it's black metal.
It's also a great movie.
It is.
So Andrew Graham, good old Canadian Andrew Graham, who... he's got a solid sense of humor, but he's not like Evan, who everything is a pun. So we were talking one day, it was very recent, and we were talking about like things with previous source material, and we were revisiting an argument. That's going to sound horrible later when I listen back to this.
That's all, folks.
We were revisiting an argument that Robert and I got into, as we get into so many, about how in the year 2019 it took until like film number 23 before you found something that was not based on a previous IP, and it was 1917. And Andrew goes, but it was based on a previous IP. And I went, what? He goes, World War One. Takes a beat and goes, I'll show myself out. I'm like, you dumb bastard.
It turns out I'm an idiot. The band is 1914.
Close. That's all right. It's all
fucking 3-year off idiot.
One's the start, one's the end of the wars. I think there's a big enough difference for me to feel a little bad about it.
Go sit in the corner, Coop, and think about what you did.
I used to sit in the Comer, and I got worried.
Go sit on Comer. It'll be fine. Speaking of sitting on Comer, I really like this album. I liked it a lot. I think I like this better than Superflytrap. Like, Superflytrap was groovy, but when it comes to music that kind of like gets me going and makes me happy, it's this era. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen Bon Jovi in concert. I love Bon Jovi. Like, you throw on some like You Give Love a Bad Name, I am gonna get buck naked and dance around the house. That's how that goes. And it doesn't matter if there's people in the house or not. If we have guests over, fucking You Give Love a Bad Name comes on, pants off. You know what I'm talking about, Jesse.
Don't blame me, sir.
So, that's what a lot of this was. And I think the back half of it's only 10 tracks, like a 40-minute album, but I think the back half is better. The last 6, I think, are better than, like, the first 4. But, Robert Cooper, I'm going to give you the last word here.
Oh boy, I'm really good at that. I found this album to be more successful than Superflytrap overall because there is a little bit heavier instrumentation, which will allow it to better fit with what Mr. Lordi's vocal stylings offer. As a whole, though, I think a lot of it is my personal taste. I didn't love it. Like I don't love Bon Jovi. I enjoy some Bon Jovi, but I'm good for the hits and maybe a song or two more, and then I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go back to listen to black metal bands that I can't remember the name of
or understand their logo.
Yes. Well, no, 1914 is actually pretty. It says 1914 right there. Now, if it was Wolves in the Throne Room, I'd be in a lot of trouble. But yeah, I mean, for me, this album's a solid, but maybe like a 2.5 out of 10. It's average if you like this style of music. If you like Lordi, I think one of those parties is going to be very happy, and the other one is going to be, just slightly disappointed, but overall amused.
Okay, I think my son is sleepwalking. Hey, Jonas,
Is he doing that thing again?
what are you doing out here?
I was trying to see my my cup was out here. So
It's right here, bud. I drank out of it. There you go.
He's
not
fully
sleepwalking.
awake. He's fully
Yeah, no,
awake.
he's awake.
I was about to say, he sounds awake.
He spoke in coherent sentences that time.
Yeah.
All right,
So like the rest of us.
speaking of coherent sentences, hey, we've talked about this on previous shows before. We once reviewed an Amorphous album and pissed off everybody. Everybody.
Everybody's really pissed off at us.
Yeah. So my goal is to not try to republish a week's worth of shit that YouTube wouldn't let us publish because they falsely accused us of uploading a naughty video, and focus solely on the Amorphous review, Halo. That's what we're gonna do next Wednesday, and then as far as live published stuff, we're taking a week off. But the following week, it's Jesse's show. Whose house? Jesse's house. Jesse, what are we going to be doing, Jesse?
Wow. Are we going to be talking about House of Pain?
Nope. It's your house. Nope. Try again.
It's my house. Which week is this?
Allegiant. Damn them. Get them, jit them.
Look, dude, I'm sitting here looking at the calendar. I have Amorphous in front of me, and then I have House of Pain, Fine Malt Lyrics.
And I just said, do you not listen when I ramble incessantly?
Nope. You didn't say House of Pain, so I'm like, okay, is that it? No. Okay.
Because that doesn't go live until the following week.
Oh, my gosh. I'm looking at the recording schedule, you stupid son of a bitch. Allegiant, coming out, damn them, 9th, on the 9th.
Damnamize.
Hey, listen, folks, Allegiant, it's a great band. We're going to be talking about some really heavy metal. Hopefully, I'm sure there's all sorts of science involved. I hope everybody has a good time.
Yes, sir. And then after that is House of Pain, Fine Malt Lyrics, which will be the day before St. Patrick's Day. So gear up for that. And then the week after that is Sabaton. We'll have Robert Winfrey on for that, for the war to end all wars. And then finally, Chris Bailey. I had to revise the schedule. I had to cut some things. So Wednesday, it's back on Wednesday now. Wednesday, March 30th, because it's wrestling week all week long as we gear up for WrestleMania. We are going to be reviewing Randy Savage, Be a Man.
Hogan.
Oh, yeah. Dig it.
Be a man. All right. Now that I've done that and like pooped myself and ripped my throat out, Jesse.
That's talent, boys.
What do you got going on there, son?
Well, I don't know, man. Let's see. We've got Uncharted just dropped yesterday. So, Mark, you didn't plug that already, did you?
I did not. I didn't plug.
Okay.
No,
All
you're
right.
your own person. I'm not plugging any of your stuff.
I appreciate that. I want to make sure I'm not repeating you. Because, yeah, you're right. I didn't listen. Yeah, check out Uncharted. It's me, myself, and Ronnie Adams. Yeah, all three of us.
It's
me and Ronnie sat
myself,
down.
and I.
Ronnie Adams came over and we had a discussion about, oh boy, Uncharted is a great video game, and it made for a good comic. There was some really, really ignorant stuff that happened in it, though, where we just had, listen, if you can understand the stupidity of Lava Diamond Wall, if you don't understand it going into it, you will by the time you leave the Source Material podcast. And then, upcoming at some point here, it's going to be myself and Evan Bevins. That's right. Evan Bevins is coming back to the Source Material Comics podcast, and we are going to be talking Batman White Knight at some point, getting that recorded. Actually, I think I've got it edited. It's ready to go. So watch out for that. And then we'll be gearing up for a 300th episode. As the whether it's going to be a 300th spectacular or just a 300th episode or maybe episode 280. I don't know. It's going to be one of those things. Something has to happen. And Unspoken Issues has... Oh, boy. I know that Web of Carnage finally got recorded, okay? No babies got thrown out of windows, but I will tell you that Mary Jane was pregnant with child in this book, and she looked like she was wearing mom jeans. It was bad. It was a bad look for Mary Jane. But also, Ben Reilly gets the Carnage symbiote on him, and it is... scary. And we have 4 different artists give us a rendition of Carnage.
Ben Reilly, isn't he like the reporter dude?
That's been Urich, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Ben Reilly is the clone of Peter Parker.
Oh, that's right. Doesn't like everyone hate that version of Spider-Man?
Dude, this is smack dab like right in the middle of the clone saga. Mary Jane's pregnant, Peter Parker's powerless, and Ben Reilly is running around as Spider-Man. They've got there's another big thing going on where there's a skeleton that they're carrying around that was supposedly the other clone. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, it is messed. It's just mid-90s Spider-Man. Huh? If you want to know about the clone saga, this happens right in the middle of it. So, but yeah, watch for that. That episode's getting edited, I think, and should be uploaded fairly soon. It's fun stuff. But I think that's all I got going on.
All right, Cooper. You got any? You want to plug some girl's podcast that doesn't do her podcast anymore?
Yeah, my friend Hannah. She does one. If you go listen to our previous episodes, you can hear that plug because it's a lot more words I'm really willing to offer. But I do have words to offer. I actually really enjoyed the Ben Reilly Spider-Man.
Really?
I did.
Okay. All right.
Well, first I will say that I was also very partial to the 90s costume. I greatly enjoyed that. I mean, I love Peter. Peter's one of my favorite just characters and things in general. But I did feel like Ben Reilly was just different enough to where he didn't just feel like Peter number 2.
Did you have a chance to read the Spider-Verse crossover that occurred?
I did not. I need to because Leo Pardon shows up, and that's what.
Oh matters. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, buddy. Well, if you have the opportunity, you're more than welcome to listen to the podcast. I'll go ahead and do a cheap plug for that. But there is some very, very significant stuff that happens to Ben Reilly in the crossovers, and we cover that in the podcast. If you're a fan of Ben Reilly as Spider-Man, I would tell you to absolutely check that out because Ben Cologne, who joined us, a big Spider-Man fan, was really upset that a lot of the stuff that happened in the crossovers didn't make it into the main story. So we covered everything, but there is some very significant events that happened for Ben Reilly in there.
All right, folks. Well, that's it. That is our review, such as it was, of Lordiversity, Humanimals. We'll be back next week with all the stuff I mentioned before. For Jesse Starcher, for Robert Cooper, I'm Mark Radulich. Be well, be safe, and behave.